All right, let's just jump right in with a question that's, well, it's going to sound a little strange at first. What if being ignorant is actually a form of true wisdom? It's a wild idea, I know, and it kind of challenges everything we've ever been taught about making smart decisions.
Now, seriously, think about it for a second. We spend our entire lives trying to just soak up information, facts, data, you name it. But have you ever been in a situation where knowing less would have actually been better?
And this right here, this is the big problem, isn't it? The myth we're all sold is that more information equals wiser decisions. But the reality? For a lot of us, it's the total opposite. More information just leads to more confusion, more doubt.
So let's actually make the case for ignorance. But to do that, we kind of have to hit reset on what wisdom even means in the world we live in today.
Okay, so the big idea here is something called selective ignorance. And look, this is not about being clueless. Not at all. It's actually a strategy. It's about deliberately choosing to tune out the noise, all those little details that don't really matter, so you can zero in on what's truly important.
And that's the key distinction, right? The goal isn't to be uninformed. It's to be strategically informed. And in this age of nonstop information, that's practically a superpower.
So what do you get out of this? Well, the benefits are pretty huge. For starters, you can act with real clarity, because you're not drowning in useless data. It also protects your peace of mind. You're not so anxious about a million different options. You also find you're more open to new possibilities, because you haven't already decided on the right path. And you stay open to other perspectives instead of just digging your heels in.
Now you might be thinking this is just some new productivity hack. But nope, this idea is old, like really old. It goes back for centuries.
This whole concept, finding wisdom by admitting what you don't know, has super deep roots. In fact, one of the most famous thinkers in all of history basically built his entire reputation on this very idea.
And there he is, Socrates. And that quote, wow, the only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. It just completely flips everything we think about knowledge on its head, doesn't it? Let that sink in for a moment.
So what was he really getting at? Well, it boils down to a few key things. First, humility. You've got to be humble to learn anything. Second, it's actually wise to accept that things are uncertain. That's a strength. And third, true wisdom is all about staying open. It's not about having all the answers, but about always being willing to ask questions.
Okay, so let's pull this ancient wisdom right into the here and now, because this is where it gets super practical. I mean, we are living in the golden age of information clutter.
I think we all have, right? You're just trying to pick a restaurant and suddenly you're 50 reviews deep. Or you're making a big life choice and you research it so much that you just freeze. Well, that feeling, it has a name.
It's called analysis paralysis. It's that trap you fall into when you've gathered so much info that you actually can't make a decision at all. You're just stuck. The way to fight this is to figure out your essential questions before you start digging, and then give yourself a hard deadline, a point where you stop researching and start deciding.
But here's the cool part. When you actually embrace that you can't know everything, it's freeing. It actually fuels your curiosity about what really matters. It makes you way more adaptable to change, and honestly, it can lead to more happiness because you let go of that pressure to know it all. So when you put it all together, you arrive at this really simple but pretty profound conclusion. In our world today, the goal can't be to know everything. It's just impossible, and it's exhausting to even try.
The real goal, the true wisdom, is getting good at figuring out what's worth knowing. It's about curation, it's about focus.
So I'll just leave you with the same question we started with. The next time you feel that pull to chase down every single answer, just pause and ask yourself, could not knowing, could choosing to focus actually be my wisest choice?